Croeso pawb to the autumn savings and games under £15 PSN sales. There's a huge amount of games in these sales, and there's a lot of really good deals as well. And the good news is I've looked through the lot and I found the best games that are on a really good discount as well. So don't forget to subscribe if you love finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money as well. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 25th of October, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have A Keeper's Beat. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for such a well-respected game. In this action JRPG, set in the heart of Akihabara, Tokyo, the delusions of otaku are coming to life and threatening the very fabric of reality, and only you can take to the streets and battle the creations of imagination to rescue Akihabara and his people from certain doom. This is from a really popular series of JRPGs. They're a bit quirky, but they're also very popular, which is pretty normal for Japanese RPGs to be honest. A lot of them are a bit quirky, and it adds to the charm. So if you're a fan of the series and you never picked this one up, or you just like JRPGs in general, definitely take a look at this game. It's at a really good price, and you'll probably have a lot of fun with it. And hey, if you've never played a JRPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting with this one. It is a good deal, but it's a bit off the wall and different. I'd recommend starting with something a bit more mainstream, especially as you can get some legendary AAA series of JRPGs for some really good prices in some sales. I would definitely recommend starting with one of them instead. So if you'd like to pick up one of them instead, then why not subscribe and I'll help you find them when they're on sale next. We have a point-and-click adventure next, Anna's Quest. It was released in 2021, so it's only 2 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this point-and-click adventure, you get to experience a grim fairy tale as Anna gets kidnapped from her sick grandfather and imprisoned in a tower where she's experimented on until she develops odd new powers. And now you must escape and hurry home to save your grandfather before it's too late. Point-and-click adventures used to be a dying genre, but these days there's a load of indie ones, and people who love them really like them. They're basically adventure puzzle games that are pretty simplistic and have some obtuse puzzles sometimes. They're not always that logical. That can frustrate some people, but hey, they're usually fun and interesting, so if you like puzzle games and adventure games, you should definitely take a look at this one. It's a really good deal. And hey, if you've never played a point-and-click adventure before, then this is a really good value one. It may not be the most well-known one, but there's a load of them and they're all indie games these days. And at this price, you're basically just picking between indie ones. So pick the one you like the look of the most and give it a go. You might really like this genre. You never know. Our next game is Crossing Souls. It was released in 2018, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a cool looking adventure game. In this action-adventure RPG, a group of 5 friends find a pink gem that allows them to travel between 2 realms, and the friends live the summer of their lives in an adventure that tangles them up in a government conspiracy. This absolutely reeks of Stranger Things, and that's not a bad thing. I like that series, and it's not a bad thing to copy. Either way, it looks like a really cool action-adventure game, so if you're interested in it, why not take a look at it? At this price, you're not going to get many better deals. And hey, if you haven't played a retro action-adventure RPG before, then this is a really good place to start. It may not be a AAA game, but it's at a really good price, and it looks pretty decent as well. So at this price, you can't go wrong really. If you're interested, why not take a look? You may just really like it. We have a beat 'em up next, Dragon's Crown Pro. It was released in 2018, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is pretty decent. In this beat-em-up RPG, you get to play as one of 6 classes, with both ranged and melee combat, as you explore dungeons, finding treasure and fighting monsters. It features enhanced 4K graphics for the PS4, with enhanced audio and re-recorded live orchestral soundtrack as well, which is really cool. They've put a lot of effort into the soundtrack, which is unusual and nice to see. And it even features 4-player offline and online co-op as well, which is great. A lot of beat-em-ups don't offer online co-op. If you've got friends to play with, or kids or a partner, this might be a really good game for you to play together. I'm a big fan of old school beat-em-ups, and these days there's not a lot of them around. I played this one a long time ago on Vita, and I really enjoyed it. It's a really decent game, and if you're a fan of beat-em-ups, you should definitely take a look at it. And hey, if you've never played a beat-em-up before, then this is a really good one, but you can get some other AAA ones at around the same price, like Streets of Rage 4 sometimes. So it's up to you really. If you like the theme of this one, with the medieval mages and wizards sort of theme, then you might really enjoy this one more. Either way, if you like the look of the game or you like the theme more than some of the other ones, definitely check it out. It's a good quality game and I think you'll enjoy it. Next up is For the King. It was released in 2019, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. This is a roguelike turn-based strategy game where the king has been murdered and the kingdom is in chaos, so the queen is pleading for citizens to rise up and stem the rising doom. It features procedural maps, quests and events, with 3-player offline and online multiplayer as well. As far as roguelike games go, this looks really different and unique, and way more interesting than most roguelike games look like to me. So if you're a fan of strategy games, especially the turn-based variety, then you should really enjoy this game, as the roguelike elements is really different, and it makes the game very unique to play. So you should definitely check it out if you're interested. And if you've never played a roguelike game before, then you might want to check this one out because it's really unique, but there are others you can get on better deals, so take a look around, you'll have plenty to choose from. Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £2.49, which is a really great deal for a game of this quality. This is a story-driven adventure based on the best-selling book, where you play through the events of the book surrounding the building of a cathedral in the 12th century England, where decisions in your gameplay allow you to change the story from the book and experience multiple different endings. So if you're a big fan of the book, you'll love this game. But if you're just a fan of story-based adventures, you'll get a lot out of this game as well. As it's based on a really popular franchise, you just know it'll be quality. In any case, it looks awesome, and at this price you can't go far wrong. Even if you've never played this sort of game before, you might want to take a look at it for this price. It might just end up being the best game you've played lately. LEGO Jurassic World is our next game. It was released in 2015, so it's 8 years old, and it's on an 84% discount for the price of £4.79, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for a LEGO game. In this platformer, you get to relive classic moments from the first 4 Jurassic Park movies, as you play as the legendary movie characters from all other movies, with it featuring 20 dinosaurs to play as, custom dinosaur creation, and an island exploration mode. And it even has 2-player local co-op as well. There's a lot to play in this game, and hey, if you're familiar with the LEGO games, you know what you're getting. They're pretty simple action-adventure platformers that are really great to play with kids or friends, so if you've been looking for a multiplayer game to play with someone, definitely check these out. The humor's pretty fun in them as well, which makes them really entertaining, especially if you like the franchise that they're based on. So if you like the sound of that, check this one out, it's a really good deal. And hey, if you've never played a LEGO game before, then they're all pretty much the same gameplay-wise, so just pick the one you like the franchise of. If you're interested, check out what franchises they have, and then subscribe, and you won't miss them when they're on sale next. We have a puzzle game next, Puyo Puyo Champions. It was released in 2019, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is really great. In this easy-to-learn, tough-to-master game, you get to craft strategic chains to drop devastating attacks, defeating your competitors, and becoming the next Puyo Puyo champion. It features local 8-player tournaments, 4-player local and 8-player online multiplayer as well. So not only is it a really cool and unique puzzle game with a competitive edge, but it's really good to play with friends or at parties because you can set up your own tournaments and play with a load of people, which makes it really fun. If you like games like that, or if you have party nights where you play a lot of games with mates, definitely check this out. It'll be a really good game to play with friends. And hey, if you've never played a Puyo Puyo game before, then this is a really good one. If you like puzzle games, or you're interested in competitive versions, or games like Tetris or Columns, you'll probably really enjoy this. And at this price, it's a really good deal. It may be unique and different, but if you like the look of it, check it out. You'll probably love it. Our next game is a third-person shooter, Rogue Trooper Redo. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, but the game's much older than that really, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a fantastic deal, as this edition is remastered in full HD with enhanced controls, gameplay, and an extra difficulty setting as well, making it the best version of the game with some extra features as well, which is great. In this third-person shooter, you are the last genetic infantryman, bred for war and betrayed by your superiors at the Quartz Zone massacre. Now you must stalk the battlefield as a one-man squad, searching for the traitor general to enact your revenge on him. And this game even features 4-player online co-op, which is pretty cool. You don't see that these days very often. This game's based on a sort of indie hit comic book, so if you're a fan of that, you probably know this series and will love it and be really interested. But if not, it's a pretty good third-person shooter, even though it's a bit old now. So if you're only a fan of really modern games, you might want to stay clear. But otherwise, it's based on a good franchise, and it was a big deal back in the day. So if you're looking for something different, definitely check it out. It's well thought of for a reason. Why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played a third-person shooter before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend this one. It's a really good one at a really good price, but it is a bit older, and it is a bit niche as well. But hey, if you like the look of it, go for it. But if not, you might be able to get something else that's more modern at about the same price. So subscribe, and then you won't miss out when they go on sale next. Up next is She Sees Red interactive movie. It was released in 2021, so it's only 2 years old. And it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. This is an FMV game set after a string of murders in a local nightclub, where you get to follow a lone detective assigned to the case in this interactive thriller. It features story choices, multiple endings, a mature story, professional production values, and an alternate Russian language as well. So if you want to play it in its original language, you can, which is pretty nice. Now I can hear what you're thinking, but hey, I love FMV games, and sometimes they can be really great. Sometimes they can be a bit hokey, but this looks really good. It's got rave reviews, it's at a really cheap price, and I really like the look of it. So I'm picking this one, and I'm standing by it. If you like FMV games, definitely take a look at this. It looks like a really decent one, from a really unknown studio. And hey, if you've never played an FMV game before, like I said, this looks like a really great one, so it's a good place to start, especially if you like mature stories or thrillers. You can get others though, that can sometimes be cheaper than this. So it's up to you really. You can either pick this one up now, or you can check out the other sales and hope another one comes on sale at some point. And luckily I can help with that, so if you subscribe, you'll never miss them when they come on sale. Sniper Elite 4 Digital Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on at least a 90% discount for the price of £6.99 or £3.49 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it for PS Plus users, and a phenomenal deal if you've got PS Plus, as this edition includes the full £29 season pass that includes all of the DLC, including the new missions, the weapons, the characters, and the weapon skins as well. So again, the best version of the game with all of the extra content included, which is a lot of content as well. It's a great deal. In this third-person shooter, you experience the definitive sniper franchise, with huge levels, tactical gameplay, with epic long shots, as you fight to liberate wartime Italy from the Nazis. It features 2-player co-op and 4-player online multiplayer as well, so it's a great game to play with your friends, especially as you can play the campaign together. I wish more games did this because it's really fun to play a whole game with your friends. In any case, this is a really good third-person shooter. If you're a fan of sniping, or third-person shooter action games, or World War II, and you haven't played this series, you should definitely check it out. They're a really good game series, and this is a really good discount. Definitely take a look at it. It's a really good deal. And hey, if you've never played a third-person shooter before, this is a really good game from a really good studio at a really good price. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. You won't regret it, I promise. Next up is my star by Submerged Hidden Depths. It was released in 2022, so it's only a year old, and it's on at least an 80% discount for the price of £4.99 or £2.49 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a really cool looking game. Just be careful which version you buy because the PS4 and PS5 version are on sale, and I couldn't find any information on upgrading from one to the other, so you're probably stuck with whichever version you buy, so make sure you pick up the right one. This adventure game is set in a flooded world in the distant future, where a brother and sister explores the ruins of the past, looking for a cure for your sister's mysterious condition, in a game designed to be relaxing and chill as you climb the structures of the past. I've completed the first game of this, and I really enjoyed it. It's kinda like a serene adventure, light puzzle game, where you explore the environments and look for the progression of the story, basically. It's not a walking simulator because there's actual climbing puzzles, sort of, but it is really chill and really enjoyable. If you're a fan of adventure games and you like light puzzles, then definitely check this out. It's a really different series, and I'm looking forward to playing the second one. I'll probably pick it up myself. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth taking a look at. And hey, if you haven't played an adventure game before, then I'm not sure if I'd recommend this one. It's a really good one, but it is different to the genre in general. If you like games where there's a ton of gameplay and different mechanics, you're probably not going to enjoy this. But if you like stories and serene experiences, you'll love this as well. If you like the sound of it, check it out. It's well worth it at this price. And the final game I have for you is The Sojourn. It was released in 2019, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this puzzle adventure, you arrive in the Sojourn, a mysterious land of light and shadow, where you must overcome intricate and demanding obstacles to uncover the nature of reality. It promises a thoughtful and provoking adventure, with a load of cool puzzles along the way. Now you should know by now I'm a big fan of puzzle games, and this game looks really good to me. I've been waiting for it to go on a really low sale for a while, and this might just be the time I pick it up. So if you're a fan of puzzle games, and you like games with a bit of adventure and story as well, and if that sounds really cool to you, then why not take a look at it? I'm sure you'll really enjoy the game. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, then this game's a really good one, and it's at a really good price, so it might be a really good place to start. You can get some other games around the same price or less, so if this one doesn't quite interest you enough, then subscribe, and you won't miss the other ones when they go on sale next. And that's all the games I have for the autumn savings and games under £15 PSN sale. Now on a side note, Red Matter, the PSVR game, has just been released on PSVR 2 for PSVR 5, and it's a free upgrade to anyone that owns the PS4 game. So if you've got the PS4 game and you didn't play it, like me, then you're in for a treat because you can play it on PS5 with improved graphics and better gameplay as well. I completed it the other day and I absolutely loved it. It was a really good production value, and the game was pretty interesting, although I would say the puzzles weren't that challenging, so if you're really good at puzzles, that might be the low point of the game. But other than that, it was great, and I'm looking forward to playing the sequel at some point, which is out on PSVR 2 as well. Anyway, what did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments, and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.